intro on real bad, so I'm trying to remember. Welcome to the 2022 CSI Predator U.S. Pro Billiard Series. This is the Arcadia Arizona Open being held at the beautiful Casino del Sol in Tucson, Arizona. This is the first of 6 events scheduled for 2022, and we have a full field of players vying for $75,000 of prize fund, $25,000 first prize, and there's 64 players. CSI Predator Pro Billiard Series has a total prize of $775,000 for the season. The game is 10 ball. KAZAKIS and Max Lechner. In the booth with me is Daniel Schneider, and this is George Tejea, bringing you the live action from Casino del Sol.
Yeah, we have here a great match. We see two Predator players, two Predator pros from Europe, matching up here in the US.
And we're seeing a lot more of that.
Yeah, I think at this event we have definitely a lot of European players. I think the entry restrictions, from the US allow them now to come back in.
Yeah. We got a taste of that in the US when they sent Earl Strickland over to the United Kingdom and couldn't play for the Moscone Cup. So it's the reverse of it.
Yeah, the UK has quite strict rules on that. Every country is a little bit different, so that's the challenge nowadays.
And I think we can look to see some of those restrictions start to ease pretty soon. I think it'll be a while. Is he going to get on the 10 ball here? Yes, he is.
Good leave there.
Alex Kazakis at the table. He's of course from Greece. He's ranked 7 in the Pro Billiard Series rankings. He played 3 events: Las Vegas, Michigan, and Ohio. He placed 17th in Las Vegas and 9th in Michigan and in Ohio. So he's tasted some success. He's tasted some of that tournament money, and now he's happy that they've doubled it, more than doubled it.
Yeah, he has always been in the cash in each event, right?
He's one of the few players that have cashed in each event. There have been a few.
But knowing him and his abilities, I'm sure it's not satisfying to him. I'm sure he would want more.
Ninth. None of us think that would whack out there and play would want 9th. I would be happy with 9th.
No, if he had to sign for it before, he wouldn't have signed 9th place. He wanted to do it better.
Just like you. Well, you placed. Did you get a 9th or did?
I placed fifth in Ohio.
Yeah, in Ohio. That's right.
Yes.
You were 5th.
Oh, that was a safety with an option for a bank.
Yeah, you were 17th in Las Vegas and 5th in Ohio.
Yes, that's correct.
This is pretty close for a jump. It's going to carry quite a ways.
Yeah, he has to jump kind of high to get over the 6 ball.
So we'll see. Look for a lot of elevation here. We were talking about that in the last match that you commentated with me. Yep, he's straight up, almost.
Yeah, I think he's gonna jump over it. The question is just if he's gonna make it. Wow.
That is a wow. To hit it that good on a jump and have that happen. Quite the shot.
Straight in the pocket.
Good shot, no reward. And Max to the table. This is the first game of 2 races to 4. Of course, if they tie, they go to the shootout. If you were with us in the last match, you saw a great shootout between Naoyuki Oi and Alex Pagulayan. And Oi was the victor in that one. Safety. Just going to stop it there. Oh no, he played by the 4. Wow.
Yeah. Good shot. And now probably another one rail out to the center of the table to see the 4 ball. No, he has enough angle to go 3 rounds.
This gives him a better angle to come in for the 5.
Yeah.
Smart shot. Oh boy. And he got a little fortunate, I think, to get behind the 10 on that miss.
Yeah, he didn't leave him much.
Did you see anything unusual in his stroke there? Did he kind of hold it up at the very end when he delivered it?
No, I didn't see anything unusual that he... I mean, his execution is usually very clean and very stable. Always the same way. Doesn't matter if he's hitting soft or hard. Wow, he caught the pocket there.
Got the point of the corner and just came straight back across instead of into the 4.
So now is he gonna... Yeah, I think he needs to land on
the diamond.
On the diamond on the right side of the table to play the 5 in the side pocket.
Nice touch.
Yeah, now just let it run into 6 and 9 and kind of
You should end up
slow.
with, you should end up with a shot in the corner pocket on the right there.
Yeah, again.
Oh yeah, he hit it. Oh.
It's actually not too bad. I mean, you know, if he gets like a little bit above the 8 ball, he can just play the 9 inside off of the 7.
You'd rather do that than maybe bank the 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's a free 9. I mean,
sure. It's right in front of the
that's
pocket.
Right there. If you and you have an automatic angle on the 7 ball.
Looks like he's playing the 9 and 7 back across. And like you said, an automatic angle. He brought it back and forth. Worked out pretty good for him.
Yeah.
You were thinking if it was soft, it'd be straight in. If he had the angle, but he didn't get the angle he was looking for.
I think he came up table a little bit more than what he wanted to, so so he needed to play it with some stop shot on the 7 to touch the 9 right. But he did well.
Yeah, he calculated the position of the 7 ball very well.
Yeah, Max Lechner is 1 out of 3 top Austria players, along Marahi and Albin Ocean, and it's nice to see that they bring out the 3 very stable, pro guys.
Well, I believe they're all. Max is the lowest rated Fargo. I believe he has a 798, and I believe Mario and Albin are both over 800. Mario's 802, and Ocean is 816.
We're right back after the break.
with Max Lechner to break the second game after winning the first. This is a race to 4. There'll be 2 and then the shootout if it goes to a shootout. We are sponsored by Predator, CSI, Alpha, Kamui, Seabirds. Pretty good break. Made a ball on the break, and he has an opening shot, but it's not an easy one, is it?
No, also with the cue ball on the rail there. Well, easy layout is something else, but you know, he knows he's 1-0 ahead, and he has a chance at least.
Mm-hmm. Would you consider shooting this ball, just rolling the one ball into that corner pocket and trying to hold for the 2?
Yeah, probably.
Or
he's checking up a little bit to make sure he can still stroke it, but that's a good shot. Actually at a little bit of angle, so that's perfect.
Yeah. It looks like that 2 ball goes by, and he's almost in the perfect position to get on the 3.
Yeah, he really does need perfect position on the 3 ball because he needs to get back over between 6 and 4.
He looks angry. Focused.
Well, I mean, I think his nickname is you know, his nickname I think is Mad Max.
Is it?
If I'm not wrong.
I never actually heard a nickname for him.
No, I think that's his nickname, and
I'm gonna have to write that one down.
I'll have to check on that.
I'm gonna ask him.
I think that's maybe where it comes from, because he.
Well, Mad Max comes from a movie with Mel Gibson.
Okay, maybe, but okay, yeah, I connected it more with because you said he looks angry.
Of course. But yeah, the Mad Max comes from a movie with Mel Gibson. It's a futuristic movie.
Yeah.
And but it would make sense, you know. Okay, got it. Yes, it's there. When you Google him, it's Mad Max Lechner. Good. I have a nickname for him now. I can write it down.
Wow, do you remember where he caught the pocket on that accidental safety from Max?
A little bit
where
ago.
He missed it. Yes, and just happened again. Alex wanted to bring the cue ball behind the 9 ball, and he just got
the point of the pocket.
The point of the pocket there. So now he left him a shot.
Yeah, for you viewers, look at when they get close-ups of the ball, look at the reflection from the arena lights, the Predator arena lights. There's 1 9-footer up there and 6 7-foot lights for 7-foot tables. They look pretty nice on there. Do you use the lights at all to aim your shots? Have you ever learned anything about that little, I don't want to call it a system, but it's a little bit of an aiming point.
Tell me again, the lights for...
The lights, when you have regular lights on a table, and they're not big like this, when the ball is closer to the middle of the table, the reflection from the light can give you an aiming point to the pocket you're going to.
All right, honestly, I've never heard of that.
Never even heard of that?
No.
It's something from really old timers. Sometime, you know, I'll give you an idea of it, and I can explain it on the table.
Yeah, that's interesting. Never heard of that.
It works in some places. It gives you a point of reference when you're aiming. Some guys just swear by it. I think it's a point of reference, and you learn to use it It can help in especially like on the blind cuts. You know, when you're
Yeah.
cutting back a ball, it can really help there.
Yeah, just like the aiming system, you know, with rail kicks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have some calculations, but now the table is every time different, so it's not gonna roll the same way. So you
Right.
just need a point of reference.
That's exact. It's a starting point to refer, and then if it's, you know, hot, cold, new cloth, old cloth, you make your adjustments.
Seems like a good run out from Max here again.
Mm-hmm. This is to take him 2-0.
That's what you gotta do, you know. You don't need to do anything crazy. It's just basically take the chances you get, right?
Steady Eddie gets the cash.
If you
If you just steady and make the balls when they're there.
yes, then if you don't make too many mistakes, you will get there.
This is for 2.
2-0.
John to rack the balls for these gentlemen using the Predator rack. These tables are the brand new Predator single slate tables. The prototypes are not with the tour anymore. And these will move to Wisconsin in what I think it's February 9th through the 12th. And then Las Vegas, and then Michigan, and then Ohio. And of course Puerto Rico. I believe they firmed up the dates for, or they're close to firming up the dates for November, right around November 10th.
Okay, let me write it down.
That was in our meeting last.
I haven't seen it.
Well, no, it hasn't been announced because they're close to firming those dates. They're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But they said they were just right on top of it, and things looked like they were going to happen just right. I actually kind of slipped, folks. I shouldn't have really said that.
Nobody heard it.
They're not going to let me in the meetings anymore.
Wow. One straight to the corner.
Look at this 2-ball dress up. Hard to get position for the 3, though, from there.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you don't have any option. The 2-ball.
On an older cloth, you could probably spin this ball underneath the 7 and go 3 rails, but you probably run into the 6.
No chance.
It's tough. On this table,
No
you have
chance,
no
yeah.
chance.
No.
Not with this new cloth.
You can really just go back and forth between
Yep.
6 and 7, and but you know, if you bring the cue ball, if you make the 2-ball and bring the cue ball over where the 2 now is, you can play good safety and play the 3-ball up table and bring the cue ball behind 4 and 5.
Okay.
That would be an option. He's gonna take a push out. Because he doesn't have enough for the 2-ball to work with. Yeah, but also the push out, you know, he doesn't have
He might get
a lot of
well,
options. Also, the one railer with the option to bring the cue ball towards the 3 and is covered by the 7.
Yes, the cross bank.
The cross bank
Mm-hmm.
is also covered. So what does he do?
It looks like he's doing it anyway, and just bringing it back, maybe going 2 rails, and leave the 2-ball in the middle of the table.
And if he makes it and plays it in top right English, he's maybe hits the 7, he maybe hits the 6-ball. You know, it's just.
Well, now we'll see what Max had in mind, because usually when you push out, you figure if you get it back, what am I going to do? And you think of that before you push it out there, right?
Of course, you know what you're gonna do. On the other hand, you play a push out sometimes, either with in the back of your mind that you get it back, or that you hope your opponent takes it.
That's true.
You know,
it's very true.
Because sometimes you would rather play it, sometimes not.
It's kind of like poker. You kind of bluff him.
But now he probably, you know, yeah, he probably plays the safety now. Either 3 behind 4 and 5 or cue ball behind 4 and 5.
Okay. You don't like taking the. I would take the cue ball 2 rails up behind the 6.
Yeah, that's what I meant with 3 behind 4 and 5.
Got you.
Yeah.
And so he went
Either way.
this route over here. He's not going to like his safety. I liked what you called better than this shot.
Yeah, they were, you know, they were both kind of difficult.
Yes. It was a thin cut and you were 9 feet away.
So now Alex needs to play that with the right-hand English, right between 8 and 9. Can he get there? I think so.
I think so. It looks like he can. The natural angle brings him right at the 5 almost.
Yes.
He did it beautifully. Yeah, go ahead.
He's a little bit straight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He would have liked some angle to get out middle table so he could play 5 in the side pocket by the 9.
Yeah.
But I think he will just play stop it and play the 5 in the opposite corner.
Does it go by? Okay, that's what he's done. And I think he got an angle he doesn't really want.
Yeah, but the wrong angle.
The rail. Yeah. Well, he can draw it to the rail and out. It looks like.
He can work with that.
Yeah,
Not ideal.
He can work with the angle. This man put together one heck of a match against Shane Van Bonen and beat him. Was it 9-0 or 8-0 in one of the tournaments?
Oh, that was in the finals.
Yes.
That was in the finals.
Yes. That doesn't happen very often.
Tournament. Was it the World Pool Masters?
I forget which tournament it was, but I won't forget the...
It was one of the tournaments.
He just played hellacious.
I think that was one of the tournaments where Alex, in the semifinals, he had like 2 or 3 chances to win the match, and he played good, but until he had the deciding balls, and he missed them like 2 or 3 times, like massively.
Oh wow!
And then I think the opponent gave it back anyway, so he won it hill, and that just opened up. He was just relieved. To get to the finals, because he felt the pressure so much in the semifinals, and he won it, the semifinal, and then he was just relieved to,
But he was an absolute monster in that match against Shane.
And then he played perfect.
Yes.
You know, he was like, I have nothing to lose. I'm happy I'm here. I could have lost in the semifinals and not play again. So he didn't let that slip, that chance. Now he missed that 6 ball. That was unexpected.
It was a long shot, and I guess from time to time we're not, you guys aren't all perfect. You do miss some shots.
Absolutely.
Now on a slow roll shot, what do you think of, like when you're shooting out of, let's say, the corner where the 6 ball is going to the bottom quarter where the 10 ball is? If you have to slow roll it, is that one of the toughest shots in pool? To me, it is.
Tell me again,
if you're shooting a ball diagonally from corner to corner, and you're shooting out of the pocket, you want to shoot it soft. It's a pure stroke shot is what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
I've always called that one of the hardest shots in pool.
I mean, of course, like the hardest shot is like 9 feet away.
Yeah.
Right?
So these are about 7. Yeah.
And it's like, let's say half distance, where like the cue ball is on the one side of the table and your object ball is like middle table, because you have half of the table after you hit the ball and half of the table before you hit the ball. So like you have no margin for error at all. And then soft or hard, it's a very
different. It takes a very pure
preference.
stroke.
Preference.
There's Mishko Fortunsky up there and Konrad Yashushin. Coming around 3 rails. Her position on the 10.
Yeah. He's playing solid so far, right?
Yes.
I mean,
he had a couple of shots that were a little weak. The couple of the 2 safeties that he played. But
yeah,
at he's made some good shots.
At the first 4 ball.
Yeah. He's coming around. This is for a 3-0 lead. And we'll be back right after this 10 ball. We'll take a break. ready to go here. Max Lechner to break the balls. Breaking for the set, for the first set. Race to 4. There's some people back here you might recognize. Conrad. That was Hunter Lombardo right behind him, if you know them. A lot of you pool fans out there know a lot of the players. And I forget that we have pool fans from all around the world listening to this. And of course it'll be on the live stream later on people's streams or on YouTube, and so you'll be your voice is there forever.
That's good. So he made 1 ball on the break.
With a shot on the 1 to start things off. And we've seen some solid play from him, so we could see Alex may not come back to the table. But we've seen a lot of breaks that look like a run out, and all of a sudden it slips away because of the speed of the table or the rails, or it's just they have. I think there's been one. Let's see, we've got 1, 2. I think we've had 7 break-and runs throughout this whole so far in 12 matches. That's very, very low for this caliber of play.
I mean, it just shows that it's not as easy as it looks sometimes.
Well, exactly, and it also shows that these players are not taking any chances, because the matches have taken a lot longer than they did last year. In the ones that we allowed an hour and a half last year for all these matches, and they rarely ran over. Most of these matches are running over.
Yeah.
Because instead of going for a tricky shot or a maybe shot, they're playing safe. And so you're having, instead of a 2-inning game, you're having a 4- and 5-inning game.
Yes. So you see he touched the 6 ball right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was of course intended. He wanted to, he needed to break it out because he couldn't have played the 6 ball because the 9 was in the way.
And see, and I think the 5 goes by the 6, so he can play position down or up with the 5 on that rail.
Just depends on how he gets angled.
He's perfect. Now he can come straight towards that side pocket or above the, well, yeah, I'd have to come straight at the 10 and move. He can just kind of come over. Doesn't want to fall in the pocket, so, but he can get on this 5 ball. It's tricky. The 10 ball is on his mind, and so is the side pocket.
And he needs to catch the right speed there.
Beautifully done. Oh, would you be happy with that? Can he hold inside the 8? I don't think he can.
No, he can't.
And he has enough angle to, well, he's gambling if he goes over and back.
Mm. He needs to go back and forth.
Yeah.
But I think he can much rather go 3 rails. Forward 3 rails and come back where he was.
And he did. Look how nice he laid it on the 6 ball. What a pretty shot. Mad Max is showing us some nice touches on this table.
Yeah.
Straight in on the 6, and he's got a little angle going out, right? Well, if he bumps the 9, he's perfect.
I was just gonna say it's this decision: either you go forward and up and down,
like
or
that. Okay, there you go. Nice
or
catch.
you bump. Yeah.
Oh,
I was just gonna say, like the stop shots done over to touch the 9 would maybe have been the more secure shot.
Would be the more secure shot?
Yeah, because as long as you make the shot, you're going to bump the 9 automatically. If you go forward, you need to have the right speed. You know what I mean? And then you have a... Yeah, he's running because he only has 9 seconds left.
Yes.
And he thought he can jump it, but now banks it.
Yep. Cross bank it. I think he'll make it. I think he'll make it. Yeah.
What a shot right there.
Oh, no. Look at this. Look what's going to happen here. There's 2 1/4 inches between him and that ball, and he found it. 2 square inches on that table. There's 5,000 square inches on that table.
He fires it in, But let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens.
Well, it's a good kick shot at least. I mean, it's a makeable kick shot, but no reward. Wow.
Let's see if he makes that one. Again, 5 seconds left. Oh, wow. Almost. But I can tell you he's going to leave it funny. Yeah, for sure. Alex would have wished he has an easier one to get to the table.
I think Alex is happy he's coming to the table. He's playing safe.
Yeah. 9 down table.
It's going to come up. Does it come up enough?
I think it's covered.
It does look like it is, yeah. You might be trying to cut it real thin. I can't tell.
Yeah, those are tricky shots, you know.
Well, that's he hit too much ball. He was trying to really thin it, but then you're afraid of missing the whole ball, so you have a tendency of hitting it too much.
I mean, the shot needs to be perfect because
yes,
too thick, no good. Too thin, you don't hit it. So
catch 22. Alex didn't do himself much of a favor there.
What a draw shot.
And as you said, they're both Predator players. They're on the Predator Pro team. As is Daniel here in the booth with me. Nice cut.
Good shot. Yeah, you know, we talked on earlier the last time I was in the booth, we talked about being 3-0 ahead
and easing off or thinking you got it made or taking a chance.
Yeah,
and not
taking
being
a
safe.
chance, you know. Of course, Max wasn't taking a chance because he missed, like he played the position on the 8 ball too slow, and then he makes that great bank, but gets like very unlucky.
Exactly. Yeah.
Almost frozen behind the 10 ball.
And now with the break and run here, or you know, he's given up control of the table, so you know, Alex can hurt him now.
Yeah, I mean,
before at 3-0, he was coasting.
It's
and all
as
of a
fast
sudden,
as
just
you
a
get.
roll. That's one of the things about pool that's different than other sports is not only can your opponent put you in a bad place either by good play or by accident. You know, you can miss a ball and just really tie you up. But the table can roll off sometimes. There's several things. There's a lot of outside factors that can hurt you. And you're playing perfect.
Yeah, and you know, it's a winner break, so as long as your opponent's at the table, you have no chance.
And it's also the only game that you can never have a chance to shoot. In golf, your opponent can't hurt you. There's nothing your opponent can do to affect your score. And here there is.
Yeah.
And not only your opponent, a lot of outside factors.
Yeah, he has to
carry
settle
this ball this far.
Oh, he has to. He's gonna play a push out, but just checks if he can jump it if he plays the push out. You know.
Oh, he's put up to where he can jump. Okay, gotcha. So Alex says, "I'll take the jump."
Yeah, I mean, I would probably take that because, you know, as long as you feel comfortable being able to jump over it.
Mm-hmm. It's a high percentage make, you think?
Yeah, it's a high percentage make, and the 6-ball helps you to stop the cue ball.
There you go. Now, I was talking with Mark White, as we were doing another match, and when you break the balls and you have an easy jump shot, would you rather just go ahead and push out, or just take the jump shot? You don't have to take it, because you have the push out option. And I'm thinking, if you're good with the jump cue, I mean, if you're good enough to do that on purpose, why push out?
Yeah, I mean, it depends very much on the situation of the game.
Exactly.
It depends very much on the situation, because I'm sure Alex knew he can make the jump shot. Alex knew he can't give up one chance for Max to get back to the table and run it out.
And that's exactly what I was.
And Alex also knew Max played the push out for a reason like that. So he feels like he can make it, Max. You know, it was sure not a push out where he wants to give Alex the chance. So.
And Alex jumps very well.
So yeah.
All you guys do, top pros do.
He was a controlled jump, and this time he makes the long ball. And you see, yeah, if he makes the 3-2 now, then is everything right open. So he makes the 3-2, and then the pressure is on.
You play this one out, this 3-ball off the 5 to send it over to in front of the corner to open it up. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't, because
he can just come right back forward.
Yes, but also if he touches it, it sends it down. He has also the chance of sending it down and leaving it funny around the 8-ball. I mean, the overall rule, I guess, is touch as little balls as you can, unless it's needed. And if the ball is open but just need to play a good position, then let's do that.
Good job. Yeah, I just wondered. I saw that, and I thought, well, if he doesn't get good on the 4, he's going to have trouble getting good on the 5. And if he plays the 5 off the, plays the ball off the 5 and sends it right to the pocket.
Well, it's a good position on the 5 now, but what does he want to do? Like, it's kind of, I mean, he can't go. He has to go around table, but that's difficult to get on the 6. Yeah, you see.
Yep.
Exactly. Wow.
And that's why I thought about playing it off the 5 and maybe opening it up.
I think he wanted more angle on the 4 to come between 5 and 7.
And where you can come back up.
Yes.
He's cutting this in. He gave it a shot.
Yeah. Now, similar shot for Max.
And here's where you would go down and back, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to do
most likely. But yeah, the 10 is there too,
It's funny, when I saw him shoot that, I thought he made it, and I was just watching the cue ball. And then I looked up and I wondered why Alex was walking up, and I saw the 6.
Yeah.
Took my eye off the ball. I think that's a shot that's not played enough. I think there's more situations. I think it should be played more often than trying to come out with the ball, straight off the ball and the head rail, because it kills sometimes. And this gives you better. It can give you, if you're comfortable with the shot, gives you a little better control.
Seems like he got another chance and
yeah, he didn't expect it, but he, you know, that's a tough shot on the 6. He'll bring it back for the 10 ball. Nice shot, nice and clean. Pretty. Now he's at 2, like you were talking. We're going to take a timeout after this ball. We're back. We are back. We were looking at a couple of the scores and the other tables, and we had a little. What was that? Pius Labautis.
Pius Labautis, yeah, is putting David Arcadia under pressure.
Yeah, beat him 4-1 the first set.
He beat him 4-1 on the first set, and now he's actually 2-1 ahead on the second set. So if David comes back, and that's the second loser round. So if David comes back, it's going to be a shootout there.
Mm-hmm. And we just watched Pius on the live stream here, and he lost to Roland Garcia, 4-3, 4-1.
Yeah, so we can. Yeah, you know, there's so many.
Well, there's
so
a
many
bunch
good
of monsters
players.
here. There's some good players. The talent level is high, very high.
I think I saw like a posting from Fargo Rate before the event, and it said that there were 8 players Fargo over 800.
Yes.
And like 25 players over are like on the top 100 ranking list of Fargo, which is
easy.
like over 765.
Yeah.
So we have right there 32 players, half of the field. That's Fargo over 765.
1/3. Yeah, I've been saying that. There was 21 players with 779 or over in Fargo.
Yes.
And there's quite a few at 777, they're pretty close there.
And then there's the rest that's underrated.
And I think the top 100 is right around 772. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, somewhere around
before.
there.
I could find that pretty quick. Meanwhile, Alex is working hard here. Nice shot. Does he get behind the 10?
Yeah, he will jump that in.
Top world players. Yeah, there's 25 players over 800.
In the whole world, right?
In the whole world. This is the world, the top 100 list in the world. And yes,
Good jump shot.
And the top 100 ends at 763. So
yeah,
there's a lot of players like that here today.
And he
should have counted that.
He made a good jump shot of the 2 ball there, and let's say accidentally lined up for 310. Pretty sure that's not what he wanted, but that's how it goes. Now he's got to make the 10 ball, and then it's hill.
It happens quick. That's what these races are. It turns around so fast. Nice shot. And we're tied at 3. Trying to rack the balls. There's the sponsors on the bottom of your screen, folks. Kamui, Alpha Cryptocurrency, Seabirds.com. CueSports International is the parent company of the BCA Pool Leagues and the USA Pool Leagues. And what an extravaganza they have for you on the CSI Expo this March in Vegas. They're going to have the US Pro Billiard Series with 128 players. They're also going to have a women's tournament. They're also going to have the Predator World 10 ball. And I believe they're also going to have, it's going to be part of the event, is they're going to have the World Cup of Billiards.
Yeah, they're going to have a Carom event, right?
Yes, Carom at the same time. And I think they're talking about adding something else to it. It's in the works. So a lot of great things coming up from Predator and CSI. They've partnered together and they're bringing, well, this $75,000 prize fund tournament. The next one will be $75,000 in Wisconsin, $100,000 in Las Vegas, $100,000 in Michigan, $75,000 in Ohio, and then the Puerto Rico for $100,000. That's some big money.
Yeah.
So that's 775. Well, and that all culminates into the 2023 Predator World 10 ball. Because the top 6 players in points on the rankings get an entry if they're not already in the tournament.
Yeah.
So I think there's 12 players that come from the Pro Billiard Series. So it's pretty exciting. There's quite a big things are shaking here for the players. They have a tour finally, and there's a lot of good things happening in the pool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now you got some of these players now have a shot for almost every month or every other month at worst. They have a shot at $25,000 in prize fund to first place. It's a little unrealistic to think you're going to go out there and win 4 in a row. Or to win 4, or to win 3, or even win 2.
It's actually very unrealistic, yeah.
Yeah, because the talent is extremely high, extremely high.
I mean, yeah, if you have half of the field, that's Fargo over 765.
Well, we have 2 winners of events here today. We have Fedor Gorst that won. We have Mario He that won in Ohio. Vegas, who won Vegas? Was it...
Vegas won.
Wasn't it
an Asian player?
Yes, it was a Taiwanese. Was it Wee?
Yeah,
and
something like that. Who won the Arizona Open last year?
The Arizona was Fedor.
Was Fedor.
Fedor.
I think with Carlo Biato in the finals.
Biato was
right?
second. He was in the runner-up. Yes. look at it this way, you know, Federer won $12,000 last year in first place. Carlo will win $3,000 more. I mean, the second place finisher will win $3,000 more than that because of the added monies, added sponsorship. Things are growing. Things are. Oh, cue ball's not going too. Ooh boy. Things are really growing.
Yeah, the roles turn as well.
Mm-hmm. And you know, you have a lot of things happening. Fargo Raid is coming up with more and more information to help things and direct things, and as you can see in the background here, if they were to pan a camera over to the left side of the upper table, you have Mike Page and Ozzy Reynolds sitting there having a great conversation.
Always trying to figure out something new.
Mm-hmm. With Kareem Bellage from Predator right behind him. Him and is that Mario Heat with him? Yes, it is. So for those of you viewers around the world that are watching, you can look for some big things here in the United States. And I believe Predator has opened up some events. They had one in Austria. And they planned, I think, for a couple more at least.
Yeah.
So yes.
I think in the players meeting they mentioned a Canadian Open.
Yes, and there'll be a Canadian Open
Canadian Open that will come
in 2023. Or
no,
did they get it for
year.
this year?
This year.
Wow, that's a big addition.
This year, Canadian Open, I think around September, if I'm not wrong. September, October, somewhere there. Yeah, and I think also the WPBA event in Vegas is they just closed that deal, I think, right before this event. So that's not all the way communicated yet.
Right.
I'm not sure how many women on the WPBA tour know about it yet.
Well, it hasn't been announced, so.
Exactly. So it's nice news coming for them.
Yeah. Nice way to open up the 7 there. Now, did you get position on the 6? These guys are tied at 3, and they both want this first set because, as Daniel was telling us a while back, oh, doesn't have the pocket here. Does he go by the 7? Nope.
Yeah, he's got to settle for a safety here.
And
he didn't get there. So,
didn't get it.
Well, not an easy 6 ball, but as long as if he makes that 6 ball.
Can you hold it on the inside of the 9, or will he be coming at? It's going to go up to the corner.
Nah, he's coming. I believe he will come 3 rails. Cut it to the right side, go 3 rails, come center table.
Right.
And he will see the 7 there. A big testing shot here.
This is a tester. This is what you call a great shot if he gets position on the 7 after making the shot. He's not happy with it, but he has some time.
Yeah, sometimes you do feel unsure, you know. And if you have the time like he did, then it's sometimes better to get up. I play the 1 rail.
Nice shot. See, when I first look at shots like that, I look at the natural angle. The natural angle would have taken the cue ball right at the corner pocket. So now he had to draw the ball a little bit to come out. And you like the 3 rails. I actually like that shot too because it's easier to aim, I think. And he's doing a great job with this. Max is looking good here. Nice cue ball. Well, of course, once he pockets these 2, we'll go to a break between sets. and be back with the second set, which Max will be breaking if he closes this one out. First things first. This is looking pretty good.
Yeah, after being up 3-0, having the
happy
chance to make it 4-0, he anyway got it 4-3. Important one. We'll be back after the break.
And we are back with the opening break of the second set. Maximilian Lechner from Austria to break the balls after winning the first set 4-3.
So he changed his break. He broke from the side so far. Now he's breaking from the middle.
One ball down, shot on the one. Tough shot to get on the deuce. If he comes kind of to where he's at now, he's on the 2-ball pretty well.
Yeah, it's never an easy layout.
Well, we've seen some pretty easy layouts, and a couple of them, and they break dry, so it's an easy layout for your opponent.
Or like that. I mean, like the combination. Make a ball and have a good layout to run out. That reflects.
I think the table changes hands more at the break than at any other time in a match. At every break.
But he goes for the cut, back and forth, and back where he is to shoot the 2-ball. Wow.
Oh, he hit that thick. When you're using that much outside English on that shot, it can get away from you. Now see, I like going rail first on the head rail. On top, so it comes down between the 3 and the 8, right? And the 6 blocks the scratch, just like he did, just like that.
Yeah, rail first, sometimes it's difficult to judge how much. When the 1 ball is that close, it's good. When it's a little bit further out, sometimes it's difficult to judge the speed because it depends so much on how thick you hit the ball from the rail. So sometimes when you have a tricky position, it seems that it's easier to hit the rail first. But then you need to make sure that you control the speed really well.
And that's another thing, and this is why I recommend the rail first shots if you're comfortable with the shot. You know, because the speed is very hard to judge when you're first getting used to those shots. You think you have to hit it harder because you're going to make contact, but you're going to hit it so thin that your speed's not going to change very much.
Yeah.
And so be easy with it. And the reason I use rail first quite a bit is I enjoy playing a lot of one pocket, and sometimes, you know, the rail first really gets you out of trouble when you miss position or they double you up on balls and things like that.
Yeah, one pocket is definitely a whole different game.
Well, Alex is making this look pretty good. Nice bank after the rail first shot, so he's using all aspects of the game: bank shots, rail first shots, run out shots.
Yeah.
And if this man gets comfortable, he's very dangerous. Very dangerous. So is his opponent.
Yeah, they're playing the first win round, I believe. So the winner of this will have to win one more match to get to the last 16 knockout stages.
Yeah, this is the second round, right, for the winners?
Yes. It's their second match.
And right up for the 10 in the same pocket.
That was
close.
That
was dangerously close.
That was close.
That was pretty dangerous because he came a little closer. I mean, he knew he was going to be with about an inch or two, but I don't think he wanted to be right on the point. Game number 1 goes to Alex KAZAKIS. It's funny how that turns around. We see that a lot in a lot of these matches on the live stream. There's, you know, your opponent wins the first set, and all of a sudden, the next game is won by you for the first game of the second set.
Yeah, and then
yeah, I'm looking. In fact, I'm looking at this, and every match that was played today was just like that. No, except for the Pijas and Roland Garcia.
And what do you have the stats on who?
I have this
on who wins the shootout after.
Yes.
If you win the second set
Yes.
or the first set, is there like a tendency?
I keep my own stats as just the stream tables.
Yeah, just the stream tables.
Yeah. This is each set, and then there's the shootout right there. I don't have them, you know, written down, but I can count them. This is today's matches and yesterday's matches.
So all were shootouts except for one, and the shootouts. How, like, did more often win the one that won the second set or the first set? You know, that's
okay.
Like, do you feel more, you know, with who is the advantage if you win the first or the second set?
I haven't tried to figure that out on things like that, but we did have numbers that were given to us at the meeting before the tournament that proved out that from last year, these were numbers by Fargo Rate that gave us the information. That 30% of the matches went to a shootout. But yet, you know, on the live stream table the first day, we had 6 matches, and only one was not a shootout. And then I asked the guys keeping records down here. Yesterday there was 10 shootouts, 18 matches.
Seems to be on the rise.
It seems to be on the rise as the players get more, I guess, more comfortable with the format and realize how important it is to be able to do the shootout. And the innings, there have been more innings per game because they're taking the shots more serious. They're not taking chances on shots. They'll play safe instead.
Yeah, and by the end of the tour or after the second year, all the people that play all these tournaments, they will be pros in these spot shots, in the shootouts, well, because you get better.
Not only that, I think it will hone a lot of the players' skills as far as high-pressure situations, short races, because short races are different than long races.
Yeah.
And it'll just make them a better player all around. I really do. So I think it'll help, my opinion, and it doesn't count for much, but is that it'll help hone the players and make them better, along with added
It's pressure
monies
from
and
right
things.
at the beginning.
Exactly. Every shot counts. And see how, like right here, you talked about it. You can be up 3-0, make a couple of mistakes, and now you're tied 3-3. And one mistake can cost you the set. So this is what, I think is going to excite people. Well, did you see the Oi and Pagulayan match? This place was packed, not just for the match. As soon as it went to a shootout, this whole area right here on the left that's completely open, it was standing room only.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely bringing the crowds, the viewers, everything, for sure.
And meanwhile, Max says, I'm not going to let you get away with this, Alex. I want that game back. And looking to run this out. He's pretty comfortable queuing here. It doesn't look like it's in the way. It's close. He's going to want to use a little English anyway under the ball, so over to the side and back, and make sure you come across that 8. No, he's good.
Yeah, he definitely wants to close it out 2-0 in the sets,
Oh, of course, you don't want to go to a shootout.
Shootout is 50-50.
Well, Alex missed the third one. Oi made all 4 of his. And we have a shootout going on between Nicolas de Leon and John Mora.
Yeah, actually, I just observed that a little bit. It was they went to sudden death to the back spot shot,
wow.
and John Mora missed it twice, and Nicolas made it once. So he actually beat John Mora.
That's a big win for Nicolas de Leon.
Mac closes here at 1-1.
Timeout. We'll be back after the break.
It's 1-1 in the second set. Max Max won the first set, 4-3.
And we're tied at 1 in the second set with Max breaking. And it's dry with a straight-in shot on the 1. And everything is open. The 4 ball. It looks like it might go by the, it does go by the 10 for the corner. So every ball is open and has a pocket. At this level, Alex and Max together, you would think that they would handle this. But like I've said earlier, I've seen some nice breaks, and everything looks easy, like a tic-tac-toe out, and all of a sudden they overrun it. Well, that beautiful shot. Who was it that made that beautiful shot and got stuck right behind the ball?
Oh, Max.
That was Max, yeah.
Even with 3 balls on the table.
3 balls on the table. He found 2 inches right behind the 10 ball with the cue ball.
That was pretty close.
To missing?
No, with the shot clock.
Oh, when it starts beeping at 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, but
right
he shot when he was like close to 1.
Yeah, I thought I only heard a couple things. These guys, some of these, I thought it's going to go off a couple of times. And we had some time shot violations. I believe Jovan Bustamante had 1 at least. He might have had 2.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see how the cue ball was sliding right there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those are the difficult shots.
And so now he's got a thin cut on the 4 ball, or choice of a safety. And here's where they're being very disciplined and going for safeties instead. There's Albin Ocean, Homeburger.
Interesting sponsor, Homeburger.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would honestly go for the safety because it's a pretty easy one. Like play the 4,
Yes.
1 rail to the Predator sign right there on
right.
the cloth, and bring the cue ball on either side. I mean, either behind the 10 or behind the 9 ball.
Or see, I would be willing to gamble here because it's a thin cut. The cue ball is going to be traveling pretty fast, and it might hit the 9 or the 6. The 5's out in the open though. Now, did he get the safety?
It's open, I believe.
It's tight, but I think you're right.
You see, this is one of those shots where sometimes it would be nice to understand the player at the table, making the decisions, just to compare it to what you're thinking,
Mm-hmm.
Because he played it different than what I would have, than what I was seeing.
Sure. There's.
But again, our view is different. What we see on the stream,
we don't see the exact angle.
What you guys see at home
Yeah.
is different on what's at the table.
That's exactly right. So it makes it tough. For those of you out there reviewing, there's some big money tournaments. Wisconsin comes up after this one. It's the U.S. Pro Billiard Series. I think it's February 9th through 12th. And then Vegas, it's right around the 20th of March. It's all on playcsipool.com. Look it up. You heard me talk about the amount of money, so you know the stakes.
That's straight on the 7 ball.
And he wants to go up anyway, so that's wow.
Yeah, but if he lets it roll in, he's gonna land on the rail, and a long 8 ball on the rail.
Yeah. See, now that's exactly what he's looking at. He goes, I don't want to be way up here shooting the 8. Oh.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Oh, he's going to take the bank.
Yeah, we were talking about the shootout earlier, and Pius Labutis actually beat in the shootout 4-2 David Alcaide.
Wow. And that's short. Is it going to dress up for him? Yes, it did.
A tiny bit of angle there. Tiny bit of angle on 8-ball. And
just enough, yeah. My throat gets so dry talking.
yeah.
Wrapped it around the 10 ball real nice. And to take the one game lead. Trading games. At this level, you don't see this ball missed very often. And Alex goes ahead 2-1 in the second set. He needs to win this to push it over to a shootout, send it to a shootout. He lost the first set 4-3.
Yeah, and it's his break, so he has the chance.
Daniel Schneider, you're originally from Switzerland, living in San Antonio. Moved there. Brought his brother over for this tournament, and we got to commentate his brother's match. It was great having someone with so much insight into the player that is playing. Kazak used to break the balls. Let's keep a good eye on how he breaks the balls. Watch his technique. Pre-shot routine. He's down on the ball. Let's see how he comes through. He's elevated his cue a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, he changed a little bit to the side. And he had it was a good break, you know, good break with one ball, but...
Daniel, one of the things I've noticed, and I think I've talked about it a little bit with Jeremy Jones, is when they break from the side, the balls usually tend to end up on the side that they broke from. Like, see how they're all, you broke from the from the right side. See the there's 8 of the balls on that side. It's funny how that happens, but it look for it. That's what I was never looking for it till Jeremy pointed it out. Now I see it. Now I see it all the time. It happens all the time.
Have to look out for that. Yeah, I honestly never break from the side.
Now in 10 ball, some players are successful with it. They're playing the one on the side, and you know, some players are crossing the cue ball. They're taking like that, what do they call it, cut break, and hitting the rail and sending the cue ball into the lower part of the table to catch that 10 and hit it.
Yeah, you know, now it depends on the format. With the triangle rack, I guess players try to find the spot where they make most balls.
Exactly.
Or where they make one ball, not most balls, one ball, and try to control it. Now, as where if you have a template rack, there, you pretty much see no pro break from the side.
No, they all break from the middle, and
they all break from the middle, and you go for the balls that are right behind the one ball.
Sure.
For the side pockets.
And you adjust your speed accordingly to make them, and you know that if they're going high or if they're going low, you adjust your speed to change that.
Correct.
Is he going for the bank or is he playing safe?
He called the bank.
Well, he shot it with the right speed. KAZAKIS taking a look at what's available. More than likely, we'll see a safety. Is he calling the 10? So he's, well, I can see why. Because if he does hit the 10, it has a chance of making it. And go ahead.
Yeah, he calls it. He calls it
just in case.
Just in case, exactly.
Sure.
You see, almost close, but he was gonna.
Oh, he's. Oh, and now
he was playing safe.
Yeah. Well, it was free because if he hits more of the 10, he's going to have him behind those balls anyway. Oh, this just opened up nicely, didn't it?
Yeah. Gives Max a chance to
tie things up.
Yeah, the only thing that can make him a problem here is he would hit the 10 the wrong way, but it was a good shot.
Max Lechner is playing on these brand new Predator tables. First time they've been used. It's the one-piece slate table. They got away from the three-piece prototypes they used last year. And everything you see is Predator. The balls, the cloth, even the bridge, the rack, the lights.
Yeah, Predator has built a real experience, you know. The original market was pool cues, and now they expanded to balls, I believe, after pool cues, and then to cloth and table, and, and even racks.
And when you notice when they're racking the balls, you'll notice the lights underneath on the legs right there on the bottom of your screen. You see the lights down there. And after this 10 ball, we'll go to a break. And we'll be tied at 2. we are back. Tied at 2. Mad Max Lechner to break the balls. This is the second set. If you just joined us. Max won the first set 4-3. He wants to win this set to win the match. Alex, on the other hand, wants to win this set to send it to a shootout. He's got an open shot on the 1. I'm not sure if he can pocket it on the right, but he can bank the 1 ball out of there and send the cue ball up on top of the 10-7.
Yeah. We were talking earlier. Yeah, Mad Max is an interesting nickname.
Well, have you ever watched the movie Mad Max?
No, honestly,
Look it up. It's actually a good movie.
2 of my worst disciplines are actors and movies.
It's your worst discipline?
Yeah, those are my 2 worst disciplines.
You don't like to watch movies?
Well, no, I never grew up watching much TV.
Okay.
I did all the other things, all the kinds of sports, but not watching TV. So that's you could probably show me a picture of somebody very famous. I couldn't tell you who it is.
That movie's been out for a long time. It's a very futuristic movie. Nice hit, but it looks like he's giving up a shot on the 1. The 3 and the 4 on the top of the table. Everything has a pocket. The 7 could be a little tricky to get shape position on from the 5, but not for these 2 guys.
Yeah, that's Alex's only hope, I think, is to get back to the table when the position to the 7 is being played, because that combo right now here is lined up nicely and is easy.
Well, even if he gets position for the 7, let's say just to the left of the 8 ball, where it's at now, even coming down, avoiding the 10 with the cue ball, it can be a little tricky for some players. But like I said, at this level with these 2 guys, I don't think it's that much of a problem.
Yeah.
I think you would maneuver it and handle it pretty well. And he's in the, he's got a little bit of an angle, but he's got to make sure he comes out to at least the middle of the table.
Yeah, that's a key position.
Nicely done. I like the angle he has on the 7.
Yeah, it's pretty much perfect.
Has to avoid the 10. Wrap out. I could say he could probably just run into it and play this 8 in the side. I didn't even think about playing the 8 in the side. But this, I would wrap it around like this. That's what I was looking at. I think he got too straight.
He got very straight.
Yeah, he got too straight. Oh, he is dead straight in as I see this angle.
Very straight, but you know, he was probably gonna roll it forward, or I would roll it forward and take the long 9.
Long shot, because it's just a stop shot for the 10.
It's just,
I like that. I like what you said. He likes it too.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. And you know, the cue ball is also not on the rail,
No,
so it's like
perfect.
it's a pretty good shot, you know.
This is like one of the basic drills people do, is to put balls across the line right there. Take the cue ball right where it is and pocket him in the corner. So perfect.
Yeah, that's the best thing you could do in this situation on the TV table, playing knowing your life. You know, think about the drill you're doing at home.
That's right.
Because that keeps your mind off of everything else. And he's 3-2 ahead. 3-2 ahead. One more rack to go for him, and
he has the break.
we might have a
shootout.
hill either no shootout or a hill thriller with the twice 3-3 situation. And we also had the 3-2 score in the first set, but it was just the other way around. Max was up 3-0, and it comes back to 3-3, and he wins 4-3, and now Alex was 2-1 ahead, and Max is 3-2 to get into the better position.
Right. Good summary.
Yeah, and they changed one of the things to the last event is the referees are racking on all the 6 pro tables that we have, and also on top of that, we see that the 2 and 3 ball do not have to go in the corner anymore.
Yeah, no.
So because the referee's racking, it's like all totally random, and I think that's good because the referee's racking, you know, so it's always going to be random.
And I totally agree.
Now, if you do self-racking and you don't make the rule 2 and 3 in the corners, people come to the idea that they could pattern rack and maybe put 2 and 3 in a position where it benefits them.
Sure.
So that's why usually when it's self-racking, it's 2 and 3 in the back. So it's you can't put them in a better position.
Well, let's just give you an example. If you're breaking the balls and you're racking yourself, and they say you can randomly rack, the 1 ball always comes to the head of the table. Okay, so you put the 2-3 on the back line of the 10 in the middle, and they'll come to the head of the table.
Yeah.
They'll bounce up. So you'll have the 1, 2, 3 up.
I mean,
put the 4 in the front, right behind the 1 ball, and that's going to come up too. You're going to have them all on top of on the upper part of the table.
Yeah, there's various ways that you can, you know, even if you change it up every time, even if you self rack and change it up every time, and it looks random, you can still, you know, do something.
Yeah, there's a couple of I've heard a couple of.
But that's not,
ways.
You know, I mean, that's not the.
Well, it's hard to stop.
The
and
thing
you're
to
going to have
focus
people
on
that are
anyway.
going to try to do things to sway things in their favor a little bit.
Doesn't mean it's going to work out.
No, it doesn't.
I can rack well for myself and not make a ball, and then my opponent has to rack. You know what I mean?
You still got to hit him good.
You know, my opponent has the layout then after me not making a ball.
But that's one of the things about having a referee racking is it doesn't benefit anybody, but no one can take advantage of it either.
Yes, correct. And I think that's just one of the things that Predator and CSI try to step it up one more time, you know, from last year's tour to this year's, and that's what they're gonna keep doing. Is every year a little bit more, a little bit better.
Oh, sure. Well, you learn to like they said last year when they first started, we'll take steps, and we'll get better. Well, they showed that with the tables.
Yeah. And for everyone, really for everyone that may had some critique or anything, you know, give it a second shot, because they really try to do something good for a sport, and they are doing something great. But with experience, you learn, and they're open to do better
suggestions,
things.
And they're actually they want feedback.
Yeah.
You know, if the players complain about this, that, or the other, they take a look at it, and if the players are right and it's something to address, it looks they've been responding. They address it. He's called the 1 ball in the lower right-hand corner pocket. If you could bridge comfortably, this would be a higher percentage shot.
Yeah, by the way, they're both playing with the Icon.
With the Icon?
Icon 4. Alex is playing with the Icon 4-1, and Max is playing with the Icon 4-5, I think. 5 is the last one. Like one of the five, one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're both playing with the Revo shaft from Predator, I believe.
Somebody else was playing with the Icon. Oh, the Predator. No, it was the Predator Black 4-5.
Yeah.
Atencio plays with the Predator
Yes.
Black 4-5.
Yeah. And I believe Alex is playing with the 12.4 Revo shaft, as where Max plays with 11.8.
Beato plays with the P3. Yeah, there's quite. I think there was like 18 Predator players in this tournament, or was it over 20?
Yeah, it's a good amount. Yeah,
it's a good amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's 20. I had 18, but then I found out there was 2 others. So
that was a good shot.
let's just go forward for the 5. Wanted to get up a little higher. It's one of the things about playing position for side pockets. He doesn't. If he gets back to where he's at, he's in good shape for this 6 ball.
Yeah, but he has a little bit of angle to roll to the 7. Yeah, he just tries to cheat the pocket as much as he can, draw it out a little bit.
He stayed on the safe line.
Yeah, this should be the 3-3.
You know what some players do in a case like that a lot is they'll draw the ball, hit the head rail, and with the draw they'll come to the right side, and they'll go right in the side pocket.
Yeah. That's not as much. He wanted it a little bit further down. He's probably gonna draw that to the rail and back into the middle. A good shot.
And just like that, it could be 3-3 with KAZAKIS breaking to send it to a shootout. And of course, Max would love to come to the table and close it out. Uh-oh. It's okay. Should be okay.
Hill again.
We are tied at 3 in the second set. Those of you around the evening, is the last set of the night. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And the stream starts at 10, and the matches are scheduled 90 minutes apart. We'll have 3 matches, and then a break, and come back at 5 o'clock for 3 more matches every 90 minutes. 1 match every 90 minutes. So So basically it's 10, 11:30, and 1 is the start of the scheduled time for the matches. If they run over, we'll just be right behind it. John Neiman racking with the Predator rack.
Yeah, there is 6 matches a day, right?
6 matches a day. They raised the ante, the prize fund, and they raised the number of matches they're streaming. Last year we streamed 5. It goes down to the final 16 players, and they're going to have a redraw, and it goes to single elimination.
Oh, cue ball almost. Well, now there is an easy
Safety.
An easy safety for Max to try to stick him to that 8 ball to enforce getting a ball in hand.
Do you roll this down there, or do you kind of, can you want to stun it down?
I think he's gonna roll it. He's gonna roll the cue ball to the 8 and push the 5 out, and it's gonna stick him right on the 8.
Yep. I just wonder, because if you wanted to move the balls around a little bit, you could have stunned it over to the 8. But when you hit him harder, you chance you making the ball and being stuck.
You know, it would have been different if the 5 ball wasn't right behind the 8, because if you hit the 8 and it just rolls away, but the 5 helped stopping the 8 after you hit the 8 ball.
Yeah.
So he has to jump and rail first.
Does he have to jump?
Wow, I didn't even know that. That would go rail and make the cue ball in the side pocket without touching the 1 ball.
Without touching the 1. Well,
because if he touches the 1 ball just a tiny bit, the 1 goes to the 2 ball and the cue ball goes towards 8 and 9, and something funny can happen.
now let's draw me a picture here, Daniel, how you would play this. I'm going to play the 2 ball, and you're going to have to come out. Do you try to get up by the 7 to play the 3 ball in the same pocket? Or just play the 3 ball on the side on the right, then the 4, and then go 2 rails to get on the 5? To either open it up, because you can attack it and open it up.
Well, with the angle he has on the 3 ball now, I think he tries to come middle table after the 4 ball to play the 5 in the corner, and then go for the 6 in the side again.
Oh, and it does go by the 8.
Yeah, it does go by the 8. So
okay.
I don't think he wants to run into it. All he wants to do is...
oh, he's getting a nice angle for it, too, to come over towards the spot.
Just don't leave me straight. He's not straight.
Line.
Yeah, so really center table to get on the 5 ball. And then all he has to worry about how he hits the 9 ball to get to the 6.
Oh, you got perfect.
Or you get, or you make sure you get straight. If you get straight, then.
And now and actually, when he draws this, I believe he's going to clip the 9 ball just a little bit.
Yeah,
and open it up perfect.
Opens up the 8 ball, which would have been a problem. Just like that.
He just drew it. Now, see, this is why guys aren't getting out. Because you expected that to come back maybe 2 feet. That came back 4.
Well, it also depends on how you hit the 9, you know?
Exactly. Oh, no, he was expecting it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's...
but I think actually it's all good because
okay.
he can go down table and back up between 7 and 8. You know, if he likes that, or the other side.
Right. No, he knew when he drew the ball that he had room to play with, so it wasn't that touchy. But you know, 2 more rolls of the cue ball, and he's behind the 10. And he's gonna be absolutely perfect for this.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now he just has to control the draw shot nicely, and then literally it's done.
This is for the set. Max wins this. It's over. KAZAKIS goes to the 1-loss side.
4-3, 4-3.
And if he doesn't get out from here, he's going to be very upset. He's going to be very upset. But KAZAKIS would be happy.
Not sure he would win the shootout if he's not getting out of here. But you know,
yeah,
it's cool in the end.
Perfect angle. Look at this.
Everything can happen.
It looks like he can hit the rail and come down, or just follow straight down. Oh, yeah, just absolutely perfect. This is for the set and the match.
Yeah, good shooting from Max.
As they say in tennis, game, set, match. Once this drops.
Yes.
Thank you, folks. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.